Okay, we are live on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we are good to go. Okay, yeah, we are live on YouTube. Let me try to connect
Facebook.
the Facebook. And if not, we will continue just with YouTube until we'll figure it out. Connect streaming software to go live, but I did. So I did. Okay, where are you? And here we go. Okay, we'll skip Facebook for now, but we'll do it later on. What's going on, guys?
Sorry
Yep.
for that delay,
So,
everyone.
yeah, technical stuff. Um, yeah, again, every time you wanna. Hold on, sorry. Okay, I stopped the Facebook because I think it's creating too much. We need to set up the.
I think you need to have one card encoding for each.
Yeah, we'll test that later on.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, we're live. What's going on? Like always, every Monday till Thursday, we are going live 30-40 minutes before the opening,
Even on
maybe an
holidays,
hour.
everyone.
Yeah, depends which one. And today, since we are in a holiday, which holiday we have today?
Memorial Day,
Yes,
aka America. Let's go shopping and party on Memorial Day.
true.
Yep.
So in these days, since we don't have the market is closed, then we decided to take advantage and do good stuff for you guys. Daniel, go ahead.
So, in today's video, since there live stream, since there is no active trading going on, what we plan on doing is to show you guys a review of last week, some of Mickey's trades possibly, how the market was doing, what we were looking at, different things you can learn. We're also going to cover some of the news this week. Have a lot of news coming up, a lot of news over the weekend. And then we're going to give you guys some hot tips, talk about ourselves, and some advice we wish we had when we first started trading. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun day even without the active market going on. Take it back, Mickey.
Okay, cool. So let's start with a recap for the week, for the last week that we had. Go through the charts, some analysis for the charts that we discussed, like the futures, and also two trades that I had, a winning one and a losing one that we can learn from. Let's go to the charts first. We are talking about the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. At the moment, Nasdaq 4-hour chart. You can see one of the things that we discussed previously this week or last week was that the price should continue higher from here, breaking through that level and going all the way up to the X mark. This is basically what we did, um, pretty much on point. We didn't have like major pullbacks, but moved higher, then consolidate and try to breach that on Friday or Thursday night. And the same happened on the S&P 500 ES. I see that the futures are in play.
Yeah, guys, futures are open today. Yeah,
Hmm.
only the stock market is actually closed. But since it's a major U.S. holiday and the equity market isn't open, trading today probably won't be as much in the futures. Maybe with the exception of everyone being stuck at home in certain places, but I think it's best we all take a vacation today, because as most Americans will be.
Yeah, that's true. We want to trade where the volatility is and where the liquidity is. So if we don't have any liquidity, then we're wasting lots of time. Also in the S&P, we talked about the price should continue higher to those levels. It reached that, then it tried to break through it, but it didn't. At the moment, when we're looking at the prices, does look good to the downside. Maybe one more time pushing higher, but then again, as far as I can see it, at least for now, looking pretty good to the downside. Maybe checking those support levels, and from there continue higher. And this is what I see in the S&P at the moment. But we will get to that tomorrow before the opening bell. Obviously, we will cover that more thoroughly. Thoroughly. Furley or Turley? What's
Oh,
the
I don't know what you're saying.
like very much uh, getting into details
I'm not
thoroughly,
sure.
like thoroughly, yeah,
Yeah, I
thorough,
think so.
yeah. Okay, never mind. Besides that, let's talk about two trades that I had this week. The first one was, let's say here, okay, PDD, and we talked about this stock before the market opened, and because it had, I think, earnings. I believe that earnings. So
It had earnings and it
yeah,
was negative, I believe.
yeah. Let's take a cleaner chart. Hold on. Mhm. And basically, we'll go through that. The trade that I made, it didn't work. That was failed one. Basically, when we looked at it, the pre-market, it went all the way up from about 131 to almost 140, and then we started to create scenarios to the upside. So we marked some support and resistance levels on the daily chart, and this is what I wanted to see: breakthrough of that level, then retest it, a pullback, and from there going long, and also above 143. As you can see, as it opens, it just went down crazy, crashed down. Uh, no one entered here and pushed the price higher. But when it dropped down to about 124, I actually looked to get in the trade. Eventually, it didn't work, but let's see it here. Um, so I bought it at 123.69. Let's mark it 160, 123.69 was something right here. So that was basically my strategy was after a crazy sell-off, then looking for a support level. It was around 123, a round number, um, consolidating and volume increasing while dropping down. And this is basically uh, what is called accumulation. So I entered here in this big candle. If I recall, my target was about 124.75, so I missed that. It went down again, consolidate to the right, and then took my stop loss. Eventually, took my stop loss out in this big candle. So I lost about $200 there. Um, I believe, since I see that I only lost $200, I believe that my stop loss, I moved my stop loss to the entry price and 90% of it to the entry price. And then when I got stopped in this stop loss, like the full stop loss, I only lost 10%. So this is why I lost only $200 there. And as you can see, it continued to drop all the way to 121.60. Oh yeah, there was a pivot point around here, right? Do you remember that, Daniel? Daniel, you're on silent. You're on mute.
Sorry, guys, I mute myself. I wasn't trading PDT on this day, so I don't remember.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, there was a pivot point here, and I waited for it to I waited for it to eat the pivot. Let me put it on so you can see it also. Probably wasn't without the pre-market. Hold on, bear with me. Okay, yeah, here it is. So this is the pivot point, the this light blue, I guess, line representing the pivot points, and I had a limit order of about 1,000 shares right here, and I waited for it to hit my limit and then put me inside of the trade, get me inside of the trade, and it just didn't touch that, so it went off without me. That's about it. The other trade that I made was, I believe, Thursday on Beyond, BYND.
Yeah, guys. So BYND last week had a lot of institutional interest. The stock was upgraded, and it became like a giant short squeeze. It turns out that BYND was a heavily shorted stock, and when that momentum went up with that institutional grading, it really caused a massive short squeeze. It was a really good stock to trade. My only issue is I didn't trade BYND because besides being a very high price stock, it can be kind of spready at times.
Okay, so yeah, you're right about that. Also, I read it on these days on Thursday they like issued a new product in Canada, like a six pack,
Yep,
right? A
talked
six
about
pack
it.
hamburger. So yeah, this is something that also I guess lots of investors liked or manipulator liked. I missed the first trade. That was the first trade that you can all got in. A nice momentum move to the upside, then a pullback, stopping at the round number 136. If I recall, there was a view up here as well. And after this, like a morning star structure, you could have got in above it and stop loss below. I missed that because I did some other stuff, but it gave me the second one a nice momentum move to the upside, then retest, checking the same level of the morning star. Also, there was a 20 EMA here and consolidate. Nice volume dropping down while consolidating and moving down. So I took that right here. It was 139.51. My entry only 400 shares, almost 500 shares. Made $1,000 on it, a little bit more than that, and took that all the way up. Basically, I got out somewhere along the way here and there. Uh, Nice move to the upside as soon as I saw this big, uh, we call it elephant bar, moving up with a nice momentum, with a nice volume increasing. And after a nice move up, then you should expect a pullback or down sell, like a sell-off from that point. So this is exactly what it did. This is why I got out after I took my partials here. Very nice trade for Thursday trading. I believe it went down nicely afterward. So these are the two trades we can talk about for today. Other than that, I traded some other stuff like the SPY. Took it at the bottom on what was it on Wednesday, right at the bottom, right here, and had some nice trading on DKS as well that we covered as well. So pretty much a nice trading week. What are you saying, Daniel?
I'm saying that uh, I think I had a good trading week. I wasn't that profitable, but I haven't traded in a long time, guys. I had surgery a couple months ago, and I'm very happy with myself that I followed with my rules and my plan, even when I didn't want to. And Mickey told me, I was like, "The stock is gonna reverse." He's like, "Follow your plan." So I followed my plan. Let that be a lesson to everyone.
Yep, definitely. So maybe other stuff that we can cover for today. Eventually, we're getting closer to the end of the earning season, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, until next time. So in this case, just pay attention to the volatility. We usually want to trade stocks that are moving strongly up or down. This is exactly what we want to trade because the opportunities are out there. You just need to um, pay attention because a lot of people trade in, for example, flags, right? Like we do with the BFF or the BCC,
Or
and
pullbacks for you Americans.
yeah, and lots of people fall into the trap because they trade in the wrong stock, right? Instead of taking a momentum stock for the day and look for flags and stuff like that, they are looking to trade it on, I don't know, like stocks that are not in play today.
Stocks that sound cool. So they'll trade like names they know, like Walmart with no catalyst, and then Walmart won't move, and they'll be stuck. Or Target, or just any other name. Just I can think of. I like Nike. I'm gonna buy Nike today, and then they just sit there for 20 an hour as Nike doesn't move.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. So just make sure that you're watching. A lot of people that losing money in trading and blaming it on the charts, for example, on the patterns. But at the end, if you are trading pattern, you gotta trade it in the right asset. If you trade in a pattern that is not in the right asset, it won't matter. Usually, it won't work. So make sure you are trading correctly. If this is a quick
so
tip that I give. I
guys, you
can
want to
give.
trade stocks that are in play in a sense, stocks that are moving above average normal. Think of it like each stock is a baseball team, and you want to play a stock that has a lot of good plays in a row. You don't want to bet on the baseball team that has shitty performance. You want to see that baseball team that's doing better, moving more, and changing things up. That's like stocks in play. So instead of thinking, people get too emotionally attached to the company. For example, I hate Apple so much, and Mickey's an Apple guy. He has an iPhone, and I have an Android passionately. But on days when Apple was doing nice price action and Apple was trading more than normal, I traded Apple. I traded Apple for 2 days straight. I don't like Apple. I'll never go to an Apple store again. But when Apple's on the charts, Apple's on the charts. On the scanners too. So instead of thinking about what I like, what I don't like, look at it as numbers and systems and what's moving today. Yep, that's my 2 cents.
Definitely. So regarding that, Daniel, let's take advantage of this day off and maybe start with your end. Tell us a little bit about your trading or about your experience, the way you approach the market, so people will can understand just a little bit better, at least how you see things.
So, guys, I have a background in economics. To quote someone who doesn't like me very much, I view this as the entire economy as a sport, and I kind of do. So, most people go into trading and they think that trading is about investing and being safe in the long haul and waiting 20 years. We here are traders. We look to buy and sell stocks within a day. My personality, and you guys remember that trading is always something you want to attune to yourself. Like in every sport, you can be in the same sport, but you have to find the strategies that work for you. So Mickey and I have very different personalities. Mickey is more reserved and more, much more mature and much more intelligent than I am. I'm just young. I like to go more balls to the walls. I like to trade stocks that move faster. I like to trade more momentum. I like to run with the trend. Small caps. I like trading the shit show. I started trading when I was 15. I decided to drop out of school and trade stocks all day. Maybe not the best idea. By the time I was 18, I found myself working at a broker, then at a prop firm, then trading for myself. And then unfortunately, I was seriously injured in mixed martial arts. So for the last 2 years, I've been trading kind of iffy. Uh, but right now, I'm trading mostly stocks, momentum stocks, a lot of tech stocks, and I'm looking to go with the trend. So as Mickey said, every day there are stocks. Once every day there is at least one stock making a once in a year move. Remember that. So we want to find those stocks that are making that once in a year move, whether that be an earnings call or a new product release or some kind of drama going on. Without getting too complicated, we're looking for those stocks that have pre-market volume. So let's say the average stock is trading like 1,000 shares in the pre-market. We're looking at stocks that are trading 500,000, 700,000, a million shares in the pre-market. That shows us that there's a lot of interest in the stocks, institutional interest too, because you have to remember that small guys, we can't. Mickey and I have bigger accounts, but compared to Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, or hedge fund, we ain't nobody. We ain't nobody. We ain't even at
Just
the
a tiny
table.
fish.
Yeah, we're a tiny fish in the ocean. So our job is like we're surfers. We want to see how bigger players manipulate stocks, and we want to ride their waves. That's all we're doing. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not being smarter. We're not outsmarting everyone. We're just understanding how they're manipulating. So let's say there is a stock that's really popular, like Apple. So in the pre-market, Apple will go up, and the second Apple opens, everyone's gonna go on their phone on Robinhood, buy me Apple Market at the open, and because they don't understand how orders work and how pre-market trading, they'll just 9:30 buy me Apple. Then these market makers they'll start selling. Everyone will get cashed out. They'll start selling their positions, and then the market will reverse, and we'll all be crying. Why the hell am I out of Apple as it's making daily highs? Because the key is, guys, that people on Wall Street, they're not smarter. They just have more education. They have more experience, and they know what they're doing. And everyone who comes into the trading world saying, "I'm not going to get education. I'm not going to. I'm going to trade. Then I'll buy my course with the money I make trading," which is beyond idiotic if you think about it. I know this has been a long rant, but to sum it up in terms, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just writing volatile stocks, as Mickey said, stocks that move in the pre-market. I'm taking some basic strategies, and I'm just trading them pretty well, and I accept the fact that I'll have a lot of losing trades. But as long as I follow my risk reward ratio, everything will be fine.
Yeah, yeah, I agree 100% here. And yeah, in regarding that manipulation and stuff like that, since most people are looking at trading as gambling and not like real business, real profession, then it looks like that, and their account look like that as well. At the end, it's super important that you will have a trading plan, that you will work according to that trading plan and learn and understand exactly how to how to read the chart better, how to read the price, the price action. Because those guys that Daniel talked about, like the hedge funds and Goldman, they know exactly what you think. They know exactly how you react, right? So
Can I
when
can I add in one?
yeah,
They know how to make you and change your thoughts and make you think a certain way how they want you to think. They
exactly.
know if they make a stock move a certain way, you'll get all emotional and then you'll do dumb things that will give them liquidity to make their orders. That's how they make their money, by changing how you think about things.
Hmm.
And before this, me and Mickey were talking in the green room, and we're talking about manipulations. Everything you see in the market is what they want you to see. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but stocks that move up and then reverse, it's not happening on accident. They're doing this on purpose because they want you to drag you into a position, knowing you'll do something emotional, knowing you don't have a plan, knowing you don't have a stop loss, and they can force you and bleed you out dry. You're just easy fish for them.
Exactly. And since they already know all of that, it's super easy for them to do that. And every day there are more what it's called dumb money getting into trading and try to um, what it's called like win the market or getting what's the phrase for it?
Beat the average, I
Beat
think.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
beat the average and so this is what we usually looking for. We are thinking like them, although we are not using their money. We are thinking like them in order to use that benefit to our side.
You're all probably asking yourself, if these guys have so much PhDs and so much money, how the hell can I compete against Wall Street? Well, it's pretty simple. These guys, they don't trade small accounts. They trade billions. They trade orders in the millions and the billions of dollars. So if they want to buy Apple, they will move the price. They can get in and out if they want to. They can on smaller stocks, but a lot of the time, they'll take a trade over a week and they'll spread their orders throughout the day in the weeks and etc. So they'll make one trade into a bunch of smaller trades. They'll divide it among execution traders and they use algorithms and it's very complicated. because we have small size, and anyone under 10 million in the situation is small size basically, we can get in and out of stocks pretty quickly without worrying about buying the market. The algorithms and the other traders on a macro level, we're the small fish, we're their meat. But as personal traders, they don't really have any effect over us. As long as we know what we're doing, we understand what they're doing, and we don't fight their massive moves, and we ride the wave. Being profitable, we can get in and out of every trade. If they're in a trade, they're stuck in that trade for how long? It takes them days to get out of a share, or even an hour, or whatever. It depends on the size. We can buy and sell thousands of shares all day, every day, and just find every stock in play and just trade those. We're not. We have no one. We have no bosses. We have no mandates, no regulations, no rules, no investors. We do what the charts tell us to do. That's how we compete with small size and going after the volatility. These hedge funds have to trade only tech or medical, whatever. We have the luxury of doing whatever we want. We're just hunters of volatility. That's how we win this game by being agile, by being quick and hunting volatility. Anyway, thank you.
Great said, Daniel. Great said. Okay, so yeah, so this is Daniel, and we met a couple, what, like 2 years ago?
I think it's almost December will be 2 years.
2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
we will celebrate that together.
Yeah, we'll make a
Uh,
live stream of it or something.
so yeah, so we met 2 years ago, started trading, working together, and as some of you know me from previous lessons and stuff like that, I've been trading for the last 15 years. I did most of the learning curve by my own, unfortunately, because it was tough and rough path to go with, but I didn't have any mentor or stuff like that. After 4 years, I traded just sitting at home. I got too frustrated talking to the cat and the chart, so I had to go a little bit outside. Then I built the day trading department, the largest day trading department here in Israel, and one of the biggest company. Went after that and developed the independent trader for some of you who heard about it, the software to manage the trade for you, and then joined and built the Nostro team of pro traders here in Israel.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
For you guys in the States or in Europe, Nostro is proprietary trading. So Mickey's company would also train traders, like take them from scratch, teach them everything they need to know, but not only teach them, they would fund them with the company's own capital. So the students that Mickey's taught were trading his own company's money, the company he was working at. That's a big difference of Mickey and other educators in a sense. Mickey's own courses that he taught were given to traders that he would manage, and that would be trading in-house money, proprietary trading, everyone. Thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, thanks. So, and that's it. Now we're ready. I think I did most of the things that I could do in Israel, and now we're ready to continue to the rest of the world. So, some of you know me from the Udemy courses and maybe some other webinars that I made in the past. We're definitely moving forward. As you can see, we already started the live streaming every day, Monday till Thursday, to give you more information to how to trade the date, the specific day, the best way possible. Soon we will upload lots of videos, educational videos, so you can also get educated in regarding to trading, and eventually we will launch some services that you can trade with us, and we can actually help you to manage your trades and understand exactly what you really need to do without all the nonsense that you most of the time hear outside, and Daniel can tell you all about them.
Daniel can go in a 5 hour rant if you want. Guys, so before I go on, you're probably asking yourselves why, if we're profitable traders, why the hell would we open a school? One, trading is really freaking lonely, especially when you're by yourself with four computer screens. Imagine lockdowns that never end. Number two, we all spent a fortune on different trading education. and it's all garbage. Not all of it, but it's very hard to find quality education. And now is this whole market of stay at home and trading. The scammers and the people who want easy money and the Lamborghini people with the strippers, they're just throwing out crappy trading courses. And it's not fair for you guys to have this shit. Also, the quality trading there is out there is really expensive. I've seen trading courses go for $5,000. What the hell? $5,000? So our goal here is to provide the value for you guys, but to create a community where we have the value, we have the courses, we have a trading room in the future, but we also going to give you guys a lot of free content. Our main goal is to create a trading community so traders won't be like us alone in our rooms talking to our pets, unfortunately. That's our main goal, to help you guys like we were in the past and to be what we wish we had 5 years ago. That's our main goal here, to give back to the community.
Yeah, cool, Daniel. Thanks a lot. And yeah, it will be great if you can join us. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. Check that out as well. We are uploading content constantly and some good information that you can actually work with, like practical things, not just yeah, showing off my Ferrari, because this is nonsense. And remember that trading is a profession and not just something that you can just click on it and make money. So, Daniel, anything to add before we
You want to
finish?
go over the news for like 5 minutes pretty quickly for the
Definitely.
week?
Yep.
And then we have some questions. We have for like another 10 minutes. We have another 15. So, Mickey, you know everyone's been talking about inflation, right? In the news here and in
True.
Europe, everywhere it's just inflation. So, are you looking forward to the jobs report coming out?
Hmm.
No, the jobs report.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Mickey. What are your thoughts
What, the inflation in
on the
general?
inflation and the economic everything going on?
Everything is manipulated.
That's I gotta get a hat that says "Life is a lie."
Let's do a shirt.
Yeah,
Everything is manipulated.
everything is manufactured. Um, so I've been reading this, and apparently in America, nobody wants to work because the government is paying everyone so much money. I didn't add this, but McDonald's is paying people $50 to show up to a job interview.
Wow, seriously?
What was this? When I was in high school?
Wow.
Yeah,
Re-
this is how bad it is. Well, because we have all these Corona stimulus checks, and and we have all this
But this will end soon, right?
the Republicans are coming after this, so
Okay.
hopefully it will end. We had May jobs report. April's jobs report was less than expected. The hope is that May will be over 700K. My dad's an economist. All the numbers are fake. Honestly, let's be realistic. Everything is fake. The question is, what kind of confidence does the government want to put into the economic system? So I think it's going to be over 700K. Mickey, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Um, Hopefully, we will see it returning to the 700.
Yeah,
Then we can. Then we will probably see the stimulation is dropping,
yeah.
and yeah, everything will back to normal.
Air quotes.
Yeah.
With the well, guys, don't forget that inflation. It's going to go down a little bit, but that price growth is going to be here a little bit. So just one reason you need to understand the stock market is because you have to understand what to do with your money. Whether you like it or not, banks are paying what 0.005% a year. That's
Hmm.
we're shit. Anyway, next news. Data ISM manufacturing is Tuesday. ADP payrolls are coming out on Thursday, a day later because of the holiday. I'm reading this along with weekly job claims. Mickey, it's more jobs news. Everyone's jobs, jobs, jobs. It's just
Yeah, I guess it's like here in Israel and the news when they don't have something to talk about really, they are creating the news, creating stuff to talk about. So obviously, jobless claim and all of that, the ADP, it's important things to watch for, but it's okay. It's not something that will actually change our the life in the markets, you know. So it's news, but it's not that big of a news, like not major news. But they are talking about it because they don't have something else to talk about.
no virus and no Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we have some more boring news. The Fed's beige book is coming out,
Okay.
and major Fed speakers are going to speak. Hey, Mickey, you know what they're going to talk about?
I
Talk
guess
about jobs,
jobs and inflation.
jobs and inflation.
I mean, the beige book usually
Sorry.
moves the market just a little bit, so this could be an advantage to our side just to watch it. It's usually at around 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
So when it does, the market usually goes up or down. So you can watch that and maybe try to figure out a way to get in a trade. Um, Depends on the volatility and where it at in. What else do we got there?
Uh, just more inflation. Okay, so the
More
dollar hit
inflation.
a 3-year low against the Chinese yuan.
Okay.
We're seeing, for you guys who don't know, let's talk about manipulation. All the central banks in the world are all coordinating. So if the Fed is going to raise rates, they'll do it in a cycle. Well, they'll get all of the smaller banks like the ECB, which is the European Central Bank, or the Australian Bank, and they'll coordinate this. So we're seeing banks like New Zealand and Australia start to talk about seriously raising rates. So if that's the case, it means that the US will eventually raise rates too. It won't be like to 5%, but it'll be like from 0 to 0.5, which is significant for the market. Um, the benefit for us is this: even if they raise rates, the chaos in the market will create volatility, and because we're small, we'll be able to surf around here and there. Just be careful, guys. It's going to be an interesting week with the Jerome Powell is going to speak, and that's about it. In the eurozone, we have more inflation news coming out, more inflation, and then we have an OPEC meeting, and that's really it for this week. Nothing crazy going on. I think we're going to see the jobs report, and then the Fed speakers know what they're going to say in the jobs report. Hell, they're probably writing it. So market in the, as Mickey said, the beige book, and when Jerome Powell speaks, it'll be a very curated speech, but little terms like confidence or market cycle, whatever, will be indicators for the market. I don't recommend you guys trade during him. Well, actually, we don't really trade anyway because it's later in the day. A lot of the times it's outside of market hours. But just be careful that if something crazy happens this week, markets can go really hectic. So, Mickey, what are your thoughts on this week ahead?
Yeah, it will be nice, like always, I guess. And just make sure you're watching a little bit of the news, just so you will know where not to get in the trade and wait for the news to come out and then trade it. Besides that, we still have just a little bit more companies that are reporting. So we will definitely have some momentum stocks. Obviously, like always, we will analyze them before the market open, put the lines, the levels on them, so you will know exactly where to enter and when not to enter, and we will see as we go along.
Yeah, it's going to be a standard week. Um, Nothing crazy as far as the stock market goes. No crazy names like Apple or anything, but there is going to be some nice volatility, and that volatility will give us nice trading